nobody's tuned in yet, but I'm going to leave this on YouTube, I decided. So we'll leave this one up for posterity. I am just wanted to go over this Bombard's body language, looking at the Corey Feldman campaign. I didn't watch the video yet of Corey Feldman that is being analyzed, but I was just watching it, and I decided I'd do it with you guys. I have a history with Bombard, whatever her first name is. I have a history with her, and a history that involves perhaps her protecting pedophiles, and we'll go into that. That's why I decided to talk about her today. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to start playing her video, and I'll get my title on here and share it out there to everybody. And then I'll go over some of the other things Bombard did. Happy Saturday, everyone. Thanks for joining me.
Corey Feldman. I've done a video on him about his abuse allegations.
Oh, shit. Oh, good. I have, okay. Sorry, my audio is not where I expect it to be. So let me just get that right. Okay. Now I should be broadcasting live, I hope. Yes. Okay, great. All right, let me start playing Bombard again.
And he was truthful in his abuse allegations. Now we're going to watch this video. He's not holding his mouth back as if he does not. That straight line, pursing lips together, is just to stop himself from talking. There's no regret or contempt in it. Understand, there is no regret or contempt.
Hi, this is Corey Feldman. I'm coming to you today to talk to you about what's on everybody's mind. I told everybody a few days ago that I had a plan to try and hopefully bring to light what is happening in the world of entertainment as far as perverts and pedophiles and all of the topics of what we've been discussing. Ever since I even discussed the fact that I have this plan, my life has turned into utter chaos. You can probably tell by the sound of my voice. It's pretty ripped up because of the devastation of what I've been through the past few days. I've experienced things like never before. I mean, I've been silenced my whole life.
Now his body starts to sing with him when he's talking about this. What I don't like about it is it's actually showing signs of paranoia, which is normal for abuse victims. And they will blow things out of proportion.
Okay, so I have a comment on this. When Bombard attacked me, and we'll see that, it was a time when I was being attacked from every single side because of what I was covering, which in many cases involved elite pedophilia or satanic ritual abuse, and stuff that didn't involve pedophilia. When I was going into the Seth Rich death hoax, George Webb and his brother, Dave Acton, Dave Swigert, turned into a nightmare for me. Very scary situation. All of my allies turned against me for various reasons. So I have an easy time believing Corey's story. I don't think he's just bullshitting the way that Bombard says he is. I'm going to show you some other analysis she did after we look at this. I don't know how bad she gets, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and keep playing it. I'm just saying, based on my experience with Bombard, which we'll go into a little bit, I don't know that she has any, I don't know what her pedigree is as far as being able to read body language, but she's gotten some pretty classic cases wrong in the past. Anyway, let me keep playing.
Pretty ripped up because of the devastation of what I've been through the past few days. I've experienced things like never before. I mean, I've been silenced my whole life, but just over the past few days since I made that announcement.
So we're watching him, and he's going into his auditory memory. The speech has been practiced and put together before he did this. This is not off the cuff. And he's slightly going into emotion as he swings over, which shows us a little bit of that paranoia. But based off of how little he's going into it, I'm betting he understands his auditory memory where his paranoia is. One of those personality types that can recognize, oh, I'm being paranoid. Let me rein that in.
I've been arrested. I had a near-death experience last night where I felt like I was almost going to be killed. 2 trucks came speeding at me. at the same time on a crosswalk.
Okay, this is one thing. You do get paranoid from all the attacks, and I wouldn't have known where things were coming from either. I don't think anybody's sending trucks after him, most likely from my experience with being targeted. But I can tell you get in the frame of mind that you wonder, and stuff seems to happen to you all the time because of whatever they do. I don't know exactly how it works, but I can relate. And I think anyway, I question her motives, ladies and gentlemen.
2 trucks came speeding at me.
As I look at that, he's gone to constructive auditory. He's not going into emotion about it.
At the same time.
He's not going into any memory of it.
On a crosswalk.
And the only thing he's dipping into is a remembered speech and the part of the brain that sounds it through his mind before his mouth speaks it. No emotion, construction, remembered speech.
Right. No emotion. I'm not sure where she's getting that, by the way. I really don't know where she's getting her body language analysis. That's why I'm watching it with you guys. Seems like it seems genuine to me, to be honest. But
now we're dipping into an emotional part.
And then several of my band members decided to quit.
And that's the emotional part. So with the story of the 2 trucks coming after him, we also saw stiffness, deception.
Because they're afraid for their lives.
What is she talking about, by the way? Now I have to think. I'm planning to play this whole video, but I'm doing a lot of commentary on it, so I think it's okay. Because I'm playing it for analysis. And if she came after me for a copyright strike, we'd know what was going on. She doesn't like me for some reason. She took time on her vacation to make a video about me. I'll show it to you. Again, I don't know where she's coming up with her analysis. Seems honest to me. Maybe she protects pedophiles. I'll show you. I'll show you some evidence that suggests she does.
I don't know what got into their heads. I don't know what they're afraid of all of a sudden, but they just left.
And in this one, talking about the band members, or again, construction, no memory, and he's filtering the auditory speech.
And I'm very alone.
And then he goes back completely to the remembered speech that he's prepared. He's a very good actor. I'm very, very, very pleased with him as far as his acting ability.
But I need to protect myself, and I need to protect my family. I need additional security.
And in this, he goes into his remembered speech.
And I need a legal team to help represent me so that I can fulfill this mission. What I'm proposing is a plan that I believe can literally change the entertainment system as we.
He scoots up closer to the camera because he's going into the sell point. This is what he wants.
Know it. And I believe that I can also bring down, potentially, a pedophile ring that I've been aware of since I was a child. Right?
You know, the part that irritates me with that, bring down the pedophile ring. Where does he go? He looks down.
So, bring down potential.
He's like, he's right in the middle of emotion and what it sounds like as it comes out of his mouth. Of course, this is his cell. I would expect, though, if you're talking about the pedophile ring, the ones you want to take down, you would visualize them. It would be part of a memory somewhere. We don't see that from Corey.
Okay, let me just interrupt. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of...
YouTube gets a treat.
I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Ricky Dearman and the Hampstead case. This is Ricky Dearman on the BBC. And I don't know how much of her analysis to play. I don't know where to skip to exactly. But this is her analysis of something that generally when people have seen the testimony of Elisa and Gabriel, the 2 children involved in the Hampstead cover-up, they generally believe the children and don't believe this guy, their father, who they accused of satanic ritual abuse. including killing and eating babies, in case you guys aren't aware of that. They told their stories in a pretty believable way. And then this guy was given a very nice interview on the BBC where, well, let me start playing it, and then we'll see if we need to skip ahead.
Is a Patreon
This is some
video.
background.
I did the Dearman case on Patreon already, but all I have on there for that video is the mother and the 2 children. And to see that one, you need to go watch it on
She
Patreon.
said the
But
mother
I
and
saw that
children
there
are
was actually
lying
a
too.
father's interview from BBC, and so we are going to do Ricky Dearman. We will not be talking about anything that he is accused of. We will not make presumptions. We are strictly looking at his body language, as there is a lot of conspiracy around this case. Let's get started.
September, and I can't remember how, but I found out that the police were looking for me. It might have been social services got in touch with me and said that you need to go to the police station and the children have been taken away from your mom.
All right, so as we start, we can see that his body is moving with him. And as he is beginning this, there's truthfulness that we see.
And I'm saying, why? Why they've been taken away from the mom? What's going on? And they won't tell me anything. I was kind of freaking out a little bit.
And what did the police say to you that you'd been accused of?
Here we go.
Now, watching, and I hate it when they zoom in like this because it cuts off the body. But in looking at his face, he's accessing memory. And we can see in the direction that his eyes are going that usually on this side is an access of memory.
Okay. This is where she comes up with, I don't know where she makes this stuff up, by the way. Maybe it's real, but she makes up a lot of stuff for Ricky Dearman. You guys can look at it and see that he's acting. You can see that. I can see that. She says no. This alleged satanic pedophile on this nice BBC interview. She also said the children were lying, by the way, and Ella. I covered this case quite extensively. It was removed from YouTube with the rest of my channel.
And we can already see this turning red.
It's not
in that
turning
teary-eyed
red.
moment.
He has some kind of makeup on or something. No tears.
And we see the trembling of the bottom of the chin. And it would be a true cry moment if we hear it in his voice, because when you build up tears and they don't roll down your face, or you're trying to hold them back, the snot in the back of your throat, it'll run down the back of your throat and you will hear it when they speak. And that would actually be a true cry, whereas the fake criers, they want all the tears to come out in the front. They want it to run down your face because people are much more visual animals than they are hearing. So when you hear it, that's another layer of truth, and if you don't hear it, it goes into the layer of lies.
She's saying that because there are no tears, it's more believable. Everybody says, if he's crying, where are the tears? But that's crazy, she says. She says, that's crazy. You want to hear the snot dripping down the back of their throat, apparently, which I don't hear either. This is Bombard. We have her looking at Corey Feldman, too. I'll leave this one on YouTube. I don't think there's going to be any problem with it. I have something on Vegas too. Man, I want to put it on YouTube. And if you guys didn't see my show yesterday, I had a great call from someone with knowledge of what was going on in Vegas. It was at the last half hour of a 5-hour show. I cut it out and put it on Steemit and DTube, by the way. But looking for somebody to mirror it on YouTube. I can't get another strike. I can't get a strike on my other channel because then the channel will be deleted. And I can't get a strike on this channel because then I can't live stream. They really put you in a bind. But that's what they do when you do real stuff, by the way. If that's why you have to ask. These big channels, if they're real, why are they still there at this point? Anyway, we're doing some background research on Bombard since she's analyzing Corey Feldman, also having to do with pedophilia. saying it doesn't exist, basically.
They'd said, I'm okay with what they said. It was...
No tears.
It was...
And we're seeing a lot of swallowing, which would indicate a lot of flow to the back of the throat.
Right. Okay.
It's more...
That's pretty much how it goes. He fakes it for everyone to see that he's faking it. And she says, oh, no. It's not going down the back of his throat. No tears means he's really feeling it. Now let's see what she says about Corey.
Essentially, a pedophile ring that I've been aware of since I was a child. Right off the bat, I can name 6 names. One of them that links. Right off the bat, I can name 6 names.
And we see a memory right there. So that's really good. Which is why I trust his accusations of abuse.
Oh, there we go.
One of them who is still very powerful today. And a story that links all the way up to a studio. It connects pedophilia to one of the major.
Now his slightness, it's a slight rise up in this way. For those of you who are not seeing it, it's a slight rise. I shouldn't say that way. Ignore that one. This way. Both of them. This way. Slight rise.
Studios. I am very afraid to do this. It's not easy. I've been
And that is true. He's very afraid.
And I've been degraded at great levels. Rumors have been told, stories have been made up about me. And I've been insulted and degraded in ways that were unimaginable to me. All because they fear what I know as the truth. And I'm not alone. I know that there's thousands others that have experienced what I've experienced in the entertainment industry. I also know that there's peers of mine who know exactly what I'm talking about and know all the details.
He went to a memory when he said peers. There's peers of his. That's really good. Yes. I feel irritated. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. I've already shown where he talks about the truth that there's a pedophile ring.
Oh, there we go.
What we're going to go to is something more important.
I propose to do this by making a film that'll be the most honest and true depiction of child abuse ever portrayed.
And this is my problem with him. He wants to make a movie. And how much is this movie going to cost?
You know what? Guess what? The main thing they want to do, the main thing they do to me all the time, all the trolls in my chat, they complain about me asking for money. That's the last thing they want, is somebody to give money to support a cause, to stop pedophilia, right? It's the main thing they go after. It's why my channel, not that I was going after pedophilia right away, the day after I monetized, it was demonetized forever. They don't want us to exist. Is she protecting somebody? Hey, listen, I just have a little bit of experience with her. I have a little bit of a grudge, mainly because of the Ricky Dearman bullshit, but also because of what she said about me, which I'll play you next.
To guarantee that it gets a theatrical release with your donations. Additionally, it will help me buy the security and the legal team that I need to protect my family.
So he wants donations, security team, and lawyers.
Oh, fuck her.
And then after that, that's all he needs until then.
She puts all her stuff out on Patreon anyway. I say, you know, she's got plenty of dough coming in through Patreon, through her body language analysis and her 182,000 subscribers. I'll show you what she does, what kind of material she puts out to get those donations on Patreon.
He's going to sell it in theaters. We're going to bring down the pedophile ring in Hollywood by selling tickets.
Oh, man. I want to...
Because pure information and the power of people apparently isn't good enough for Corey Feldman. He has manipulated the masses with this video by using emotion and deceptive stories that trigger emotional responses.
There you go.
Mixed with truth. This video will get so much hate just because of it. Because people are more emotional than they are logical. Well, greedy Corey, enjoy your 15 minutes of fame by using tragedy to get it. If you like it, leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. How about leave her a comment? I never tell people to troll other people. I'll show you what she said about me. For some reason, out of all the flat earthers in the world, even though I say the earth can't be flat, looks flat, acts flat, might as well be, but she decided on her vacation, when I was in the middle of exposing a ring of YouTubers, actually, who were gang stalking me, basically, which I have evidence for, DeFango and Dave Swigert, you know, I have letters from Dave. Anyway, at that same time, she decided to come out with this video discrediting me, right when I'm exposing something. And then David Seaman also came out with a video at the same time, coincidentally, asking all of his followers to flag every one of my videos, all of his 150,000 subscribers. He sent out a newsletter saying that. Right at the same time, we got this video.
This is just for fun. Well, I haven't pissed off a genre of people in a while. I figured it's time. Shall we get started?
Definitely true, like Sex in the City. And it wasn't because it was suggested to me by the Mandela effect. It's something like... Okay, this is funny. This is what has to do with Jeff C., by the way. Jeff C., who I got in an argument with. I'll show you me in real time. You can see me live on Twitch, by the way. I take these live streams, where especially if I talk about Vegas, they get deleted. This one I'll leave up because then people can see it. But if you give Bombard, I don't know her first name, a donation on Patreon, I suggest that you cancel it. That's what I suggest. Based on this video about, if you like this show, since listen, I know what she's about, I think, based on the evidence at this point. So that's why I'm doing this live stream talking about what she said about Corey, trying to raise some money to expose pedophilia, which she says she believes. She didn't say that with Ricky Dearman. Anyway, I'll show you more. You can find me, though, if I ever disappear. You can always find me at twitch.tv/lifttheveil411, apparently. Subscribe to this channel, the one you're on now, Lift the Veil Live. Hit the notification button, because I go live often, and then often that show disappears. It'll be on Twitch, though. So the best thing to do is subscribe there, get your notifications, get them for real, and then watch the show. And then you can watch it on the replay, too. Let's play a little bit more of this video she made about me, though. Not everybody's seen it. The depend thing, it wasn't ever suggested to me.
The depend thing?
Sorry, here's the thing. Oh, I was talking to Jeff C., I'll tell you. He doesn't like me, or didn't like me, or we were fighting. I don't know why. Because he doesn't believe, because he thinks anybody who talks about the flat earth or the Mandela effect is a shill. And he doesn't care if his audience thinks that it's worthwhile to think about those things, then they shouldn't listen to his show, is what he said. One of the main things about the Mandela effect that fascinates me, or what people call the Mandela effect if they experience it, is depends diapers. And now I quit opioids at one point, which can give you some stomach problems. I pretty much cold turkey the night before I went into rehab, or not rehab, but detox. I wore some Depends undergarments so that I wouldn't mess my bed, you know. And she makes fun of that. But they were Depends. Then I saw a commercial where they were Depend. And I thought, wow, they changed their name. Then I found out they've always been Depend. So anyway, that's the backstory. The phone call she's playing is this phone call between me and Jeff C. I'll play it more. I just like everybody to see all the details of Bombard and her impartiality.
Bring you up to speed a little bit. This individual believes in the flat earth and the Mandela effect. He's a moron. And we will find out he's a moron as we go. But what I want you to notice as he continues to talk is that his body barely moves. Now, it looks like we are having the mirror effect. And I love the mirror effect. The mirror effect, for those of you who do not know what it is, go in the mirror and go lie to yourself. You will find that you will do things either avoiding looking at yourself, being fidgety, avoiding eye contact, but you will definitely create tells that you are lying, because you cannot lie to yourself. You can deceive yourself, but you can't lie to yourself.
What is she saying? That because I don't move much or something, she doesn't ever say that I'm being deceptive because I'm not. But she just says a bunch of random stuff about body language that don't make sense. But just letting you know, I just want to show you guys what she's about. You watch this channel, you like this channel.
And this idiot is on the cusp of deceiving himself and lying to himself. He's right there on that border, so we're seeing it. He looks like my neighbor, which is very infuriating because I'd like to punch him in the face. Oh my goodness.
So you can't say that's a psyop. Jeff, you're very close-minded because the flat earth thing is crazy too. This community believes earnestly.
Stillness.
So you know my background. I got into Stanford. I got a perfect score on my SATs. I'm not like an
idiot. He's extremely still. Apparently he got a perfect score on his SATs. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. Well, let's go back and look.
I missed one. I got a 1590. It's easier to say perfect than say I missed one question. But so she's right. I was lying. I don't like to talk about myself like that much, but we'll give you a little background on me.
Look.
You know my background. I got into Stanford. I got a perfect score on my SATs.
So we got the believe me look, stress, stillness.
I'm not like an idiot. And I look at flat earth and I look at it.
Yeah, he did not get no perfect score. I don't even think he got into Stanford. Oh, I'd really like to see.
Yes, by the way. I don't know if I have my acceptance letter, but I got it everywhere. Bombard. I want to know where she went to school to learn body language, by the way.
That. Did Daddy pay for you to get in if you did? This guy is an idiot.
And I figure things out, and there's something really major to it. And if you don't see that, then people are going to stop listening to you because they'll think you're a shill. Because you don't cover the flat.
Oh, look, now his body sings with him.
I don't care. I don't want people say that about you.
See the difference? We went from all stillness when he talks about this fantasy land that he's creating because the people believe to, you need to stop saying that because people are going to stop subscribing to you, and his body starts singing with him.
Joe Rogan.
You can tell everybody that's in the chat right now, if you believe in the flat earth, please unsubscribe from my channel.
Why would you do that, Jeff? Because why don't we work together?
I don't want dumb people as my audience.
I played enough of it. That's how I wanted to let you guys know. So that's why I wanted to let you guys know. She says Corey Feldman shouldn't get any money. I'd say different than that. I'd say differently than that. So I'll leave it at that. I wanted to give you a live show to get people tuned in. Just in case it goes away, but it shouldn't this time. Doshi's here. He just showed up. Hey, Dosh. He doesn't lie just because he's very still most of the time. He's communicating with me right now. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for catching this one on the replay. We're keeping this one live on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the thing. Donate. Buy my t-shirts. Yeah. You can buy my t-shirts. I'll let Bombard analyze my body language while I say that. You can go to lifttheveil411.com. It's a great way to support the show because you get something for it. I'm going to work on other stuff too. Lifttheveil411.com. Limited edition black t-shirt. Signed, numbered, etc. Selling out. Shipping out Monday, a number of them. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. Otherwise, you can go to Patreon, where I have different levels of stuff, and patreon.com/lifttheveil. And you can find me on Steemit too. Steemit.com/@lifttheveil411. Okay? All right, everybody. I'll catch you on my next episode. Cheers.